Hello, greetings. It is V from V Love and Crystals. Thank you so much for joining me today. I post daily readings, deck reviews. I also do deck modifications occasionally, and I also collaborate with other lovely tarot readers. So if you want to check any of that stuff out, please come back. And I like to do occasional like challenges and a lot of live streams. So please subscribe, and if you're not new here, please, thank you for coming back. Today's prompt from the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge by Ethany, who created this. She does this is the 5th year she does it every year. Today's prompt is, what was a memorable reading in 2019? So I'm going to share with you a few stories, or not a few, but I'm just going to touch on it really briefly, or quick. I'm not going to take too much of your time. So I did a reading. I did a few readings on my sister, my mother. No, I'm sorry, both of my sisters, my mother, my brother-in-law. So I'm going to give you a few different stories really quickly about my most memorable readings. So there were a few of them. A few readings that I've done with my father figure. They were like very, very, very powerful readings, and I usually shuffle my cards, and he tells me what they mean, because it's hard for me to read for myself. I don't know if you know this, or anybody, if you're a tarot reader, once you get deeper into tarot, it's very, very hard to read for yourself. It's hard to stay objective. So a lot of my powerful readings happened when I shuffled, and then gave my cards. I gave the card that I typed out the cards, and then my father figure interpreted those, and they were just mind blowing. Talked a lot about my spiritual journey, and it's just amazing what came out of it, and different things here and there, like a lot of them had to do with my father figure and I working together, on different questions, what family related, or my tarot, my channel related, or family, anything that I had questions on. And sometimes it would most of them would happen when he was out on vacation, and we would have like these crazy readings that would be like, oh my gosh. So I don't know if he needs to be outside of his state for those to take place, but those were definitely memorable. Hi, father figure, Mike G. You'll see him in the comments. So other memorable ones were, I did a reading on a friend, and I was shuffling, and my cards just flew out on the table. And usually I was getting in the habit of just putting those flyers back in my deck and shuffling again. But I decided that time to just let them fall out. And then from that point on, I realized, you know what, I'm just going to let those flyers be flyers. They're meant to come out on purpose. So those readings were very, very, I did like a whole hour worth of her readings. We were just sitting at the table having a good time while the kids played. And we got deep into her little, her world, and the cards just kept coming out, and she was like, oh my God, her eyes kept getting wider and wider the more those cards flew out. And from that point on, that kind of sealed the deal for me, like thinking, oh wow, I can really do this in person. I can really do readings in person. And so from that point on, I just kept doing, I just kept building my confidence and started doing more readings with friends. So that took the cake, in person. Like I finally got that confidence that I could do things in person opposed to online or in live streams. The other readings that really, really hit home too was my readings that I did with my family. Like I just did one with my sister. Like the ones I did with my mom, they were like on point, like repetitive, yes. And then I did one with my youngest sister, and they were like the first one we did a few months ago, and my father figure and I figured out that there would be a car accident, and someone needed to be careful. And a month later, we found out that my sister was in a car accident. So that really, really opened my eyes to my abilities to shuffling, and his abilities into interpreting, and us together, just a powerful team we make. So I did a reading in person with my sister for New Year's Eve. And even prior, the whole month of December, the beginning of December, we did readings, and I'm inserting clips too. And we discovered that there was a lot of money that she, you know, a lot of money that was going to come into her, a lot of work, and also pregnancy. They kept getting parenthood, pregnancy. And she's like, oh, okay, wow. So I'm like, yeah, if you don't want this to happen, you got to be careful. You protect yourself so you know that, you know, you can, if you don't want to become a parent in 2020, then, you know what to do. And she's like, yep, okay, yeah, I know what to do. And little did I know that she was already pregnant at the time, but I didn't know that until New Year's Eve when we pulled more cards. And mind you, she was pulling her own cards. I just did a few. She was pulling her own cards the first time, and then the second time she was pulling cards, and then I decided to pull cards. I think she didn't want me to figure out what was going on with her, so she just let me start pulling cards, and I kept getting the same stuff, and pregnancy, and then an hour later, her and her partner, they relay the message. They come out with the baby shark shirts, mama shark, daddy shark shirts, and they revealed that they were pregnant, and she was in fact pregnant the first time we pulled those cards. So she's like 2 months far along, as far as, you know, when you're seeing this video, she was in fact a few weeks pregnant when we pulled those cards. And then even in November, my mother suspected it, and I pulled cards, and we also saw a lot of cups, and a lot of indicators that there would be pregnancy in 2020. So wow, so those were meaningful, memorable. I'll never forget those. And man, it just, you know, I try to say, you know, I don't predict, you know, but I go by energy. If whatever's in the energy, you know, if you take my guidance and you keep on using the guidance to achieve the goals, you may get what you want. And it does pick up on current energies, but as far as predictions, we make our lives every day. We have the power to change our tomorrows. So if we take the guidance, we can see the outcome, or it can pick up on the current outcome. Yes, it does. I've seen that firsthand with my own eyes. That's that. Thank you for watching. If you take part of this challenge, let me know so I can watch a video, and you have a beautiful day.